Welcome to episode 53 of the Facilitator Tips video series. My name is Mark Collard. I'm an experiential trainer and author, and today we're going to focus on this question, how to encourage volunteers. Now, way back in episode 16, I talked about the value of always inviting volunteers to help you deliver parts of your program. It could be just a simple demonstration, there may be something bigger that they could do. But one of the most common questions that came out of that episode was, this is great, but how do I actually do that? How do I encourage volunteers? Because all I ever seem to get is an empty space, crickets in the background when I say, okay, who would like to volunteer? Look, the quick answer, and it's a long-term answer, is about this concept of environment, the long-term solution to actually creating an environment in which people are willing to volunteer is creating an environment in which people feel comfortable. One of the biggest resistances to people actually putting their hand up and stepping forward, choosing to volunteer, is because they feel threatened, or that there's a chance that they might be laughed at or embarrassed. So here are some of the things that I'm doing that encourage volunteers to remove some of that resistance. The first one is get their buy-in. If there's some way in which they can participate in the delivery of the program. You know, it could be something really, really small. Maybe they hold the end of a rope, or they could actually assist by generating ideas around your goal setting, about what you're trying to get done. That can really help. 2, have you ever asked a question and you feel like there's just too much silence, you had to jump in and answer it for yourself? Don't be afraid of silence. Now, this is not an excuse for asking stupid questions or poorly worded questions, but it's okay. If you've got the rightly framed question, allow the silence. At some point, someone will feel comfortable to say something. You constantly jumping in and giving the answers when you didn't provide enough time for the group, and some groups need more time to think about it, is basically a message to the group that they're just going to wait for you because they know each time you're going to answer. So that can be a big problem. Start small. You know, it can be as a matter of just, hey, could someone go grab that prop for me? Or could you hold this rope? Or what do you think about this? Doing lots of conversations in small pairs can be a great way to avoid that concern around, I'm not feeling comfortable to talk in front of the large group. And finally, make it fun. If the very first time you ask for a volunteer and someone steps forward and you embarrass them, you can be very sure the second time you ask for a volunteer, no one is going to put their hand up. So make it fun. Make them the hero or the heroine of that situation, if necessary. Even make yourself become the one that's embarrassed. And that will certainly be a sure way in the longer term to build an environment in which people will feel comfortable. Environment dictates performance. Here's my last minute tip. If you get lots of hands coming up because lots of people want to volunteer, my suggestion early on is pick the hand belonging to a person who's most likely to be okay with any level of embarrassment or a feeling of, oh, this didn't work quite so well. The most successful opportunities early on will just breed success for volunteerism later on. What do you think? What are you doing to help encourage your volunteers? What was an experience of you being a volunteer? Add any and all of that to the comments. And certainly, if you found value in this, share this within your networks. And a last minute plug. Hey, if you've got our app, we have an app that gives you all the access to our free group games and activities and other resources. All you need to go to is your favorite app store and look for the word playmeo. Download it. It's completely free. There's no in-app purchases, and it'll access all of this stuff at your fingertips on your smartphone. Anyway, I'll look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Bye for now. Bye.